when I spared your life, you swore never to fail me. So tell me then how that poisonous, thieving little whelp still eludes my grasp.
I think it must have been a bit devastating for Rockwell to meet Nerva for the first time. The British Victorians had such an idealized concept of what the classic Greco-Roman civilization must have been, and its philosophies and its ethics. And so meeting a man that is essentially just the up-jumped version of the bullies who would have crushed his face into the dirt when he was a child has to be extremely disillusioning. But Rockwell is used to bullies. Rockwell is used to men of breeding and power and wealth and physical might, and he's used to getting his around them, just the way that Helena finds her own strength and her ability to get around him.
Do not presume to lecture me when you lacked the courage to do what needed to be done.
Courage? To shoot an unarmed man?
An enemy who would just as soon have sheathed his blade in your heart.
I think this is one of the most grievous moments for us as viewers, because Helena doesn't understand just yet that the cost of her compassion is now the threat to all of her friends' lives. That she spared this man, that she didn't act the way that her enemies acted, with ruthless brutality, and that it's going to cost them everything.
So the flashback scenes for Mei-Yin were handled a little differently than the rest of the episode. This was a sequence I really fell in love with, and we really wanted to kind of push the fun samurai-esque moments that we've seen in a lot of anime and in filmmaking, and we kind of just wanted to have fun with that, but at the same time it's really showing the relationship between her and her brother and their grandfather. And it's showing Mei-Yin being strong from a very young age, being able to take care of her brother Han.
One of the most difficult things to get right with the choreography, especially any kind of martial arts stuff, right? And in this case, we're doing a period piece, is trying to get the authenticity right, is the idea that we don't want to go too far off where it's not recognizable as being a martial arts, but at the same time, we don't want to be rooted too much in reality that we are kind of pigeonholed to kind of just doing certain moves. So when we did the choreography, we wanted to, I think Dave and I, we were thinking of trying to do something that's a little bit more like the Shaw Brothers movies from that we saw as kids, right? Where it was a little bit of this kind of fantastical, but still based and rooted onto kind of real martial arts styles.
When their home is attacked and she sees grandfather get killed, that's a real turning point. We've seen that she's showing strength, but it's at this point she knows she is going to be responsible for her brother, and she keeps him hidden as she takes out all of these intruders, and brutally so. And that's where we're actually seeing her first time in her life where she's killing these humans, killing people, and being able to show the strength that she has.
At the end of the day, what we try to do with this show is to really underscore the most important character moments with an image. From her brother's viewpoint, this image of this incredibly aristocratic and gracious warrior covered in blood. That's who Mei-Yin is. And she's also never going to change. She will learn some new things, but that's who she is. She's always going to be that teenage girl covered in the blood of the assassins of her grandfather.
in this episode, we have Nerva attacking John's camp. And this is their first kind of real fight for survival as the camp is attacked by giant Brontos shooting, boulders on fire, catching the camp on fire. Plus we have rain. There's a lot of like organic elements happening at the same time. It was a real challenge in order to give every little thing the attention it needs to become the best it can be. And I'm really proud of this episode, and specifically the Mei-Yin and Nerva fight.
Beast Queen!
I remember telling Dave, like, we have to make sure that this is the most kind of vicious, ferocious fight, and utilizing the background. But the good thing is that we're cutting away. We're cutting to different parts. We're cutting to Helena. We're cutting to John. We're cutting to everybody fleeing. So we don't really need to do a fight from beginning to end in that particular. We are doing cutaways, and one of the things that I loved what he ended up and his team doing was we really got to see these two characters and how much they hated each other and how much they really wanted to go after each other.
I have waited for this day.
Face me, barbarian!
As you wish.
We have Mei-Yin kind of going in and out of smoke, and we're animating this in 2D and coming up with some new techniques that we can do. So it's not just following traditional 2D rules. We're doing some other elements within After Effects and 3D work in order to really take that fight to the next level. And I really strongly feel this episode got across some of the biggest action and visuals that we've seen so far in the series. But there's more to come.